Sony says, we're done. Can we talk about that, everybody? Everybody, Kraven comes out this Friday. Coming out. And apparently that'll be the last one you're going to get from the Sonyverse for all these spin-off villain movies. So I'm going to say this. Round of applause. We have tried so much, Sony. You've been trying to make these movies without Spider-Man in them. Where the fuck is Spider-Man? That's all I want to say. This is me on Kruse every night. I see these movies. I like Venom movies. I like the third one, actually. I mean, controversial as this, I kind of enjoyed it. I think they get better as we're going along. I love Tom Hardy. But like, Madam Web, guys, Madam Web, you guys reshot that movie to make it from like 80s to 90s or something like that. You changed the whole decade in order to adapt it, and you can tell they have like flip phones. No, I think it was 90s to 2000s. They had like flip phones. There's no fucking flip phones in the 2000s. And then on top of that too, all the ambulance look weird, all this weird. You're doing too many reshoots. Look at Morbin Time, everybody. Morbius. That was another big bomb. And you know, we make fun of it with these memes online. You brought it back out thinking that's gonna make more money when it bombed the first time. Not going to happen. And on top of that, too, everything you've been bringing out has not been working without Spider-Man. And you messed up Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Can I just say that? You messed it up. That was one of the best Spider-Man. I love Andrew Garfield. He proved his acting chops in No Way Home that he is a great Spider-Man. So much so that Ryan Reynolds was doing an interview with him recently. And Ryan Reynolds goes, you know what? If I were Tom Holland, I'd be pissed at your performance in No Way Home, he said, because you stole the show. And he did. He stole the show. It was a joke. But again, he stole the show. And I think what they've been doing is just they're uncalculated ideas and mass free shoots because you're giving up on what you started as a narrative. You're throwing it away and trying to reshoot, being like, maybe it's not good enough, and then you're giving us a turd and people are mad. And you're trying to connect it in some Sinister Six thing never's gonna happen. But we're done. That's it. They said Spider-Man's coming, that's their next movie, and they're letting all this stuff just die besides that. And honestly, no one's going to see Kraven. Here you go. Let me show you right here. Here are your meters right here, tomato meters right here, okay? So Venom, Let There Be Carnage is still your highest one at 57%. Venom had 39. That was Venom 2 or Venom 1. Or that was Venom 3. Venom 1 had 30. You look at Madam Web at 15%. People have been like just trash talking your stuff. The reshoots for Madam Web were horrible too. This had to die. I just wish that we did it better. I wish we did it better. I mean, what do? You got money. You're trying. Listen to Marvel maybe and give Andrew Garfield a chance. Just bring Spider-Man in. But you're not going to do it because here's your timeline and it's done. All this getting thrown out. The one that's really still coming out is Spider-Man More because they're shooting that. And I know that's going to be great. I hear great things from people working on it. I hear amazing things about Spider-Man More. I have friends working on it. I can't wait for Nick Cage to be Spider-Man. But besides that, everything else, of course, we're getting into the Spider-Verse. That's going to happen. We're going to finish that one. They're on the last one of Spider-Verse. But besides that, we're done, guys. No more villain movies. No more Morbin Time. No more Madam Web with all of her not Spider-Man girlfriends there. No, we're done. We're done. And you know what? I really wanted to love Madam Web. I wanted to love it. I really was excited about it. I love Madam Web in the comics. What they did with that, like with a different Spider-Man that's not Spider-Man in here, the girls did great. I'm not gonna lie, they all did great. Sydney Sweeney, I liked her a lot too. Sweeney Todd, Sydney Sweeney. I love Sweeney Todd in Spider-Man. That was great. He was chopping people up. It was fantastic. But this was writing on the wall.
Sweeney Todd's from the 30s. He's in the noir movie.
Yeah. You can't blame Dakota Johnson for that failure. You can't blame the actors. You really can't. It's the writing. And they said before they were chopping it up. Even Dakota Johnson was like, it was a whole different script we shot when they actually sold me on the movie. You can't do that stuff. And you know what? This is right on the wall. Kraven comes out. It's been pulled from already a lot of theaters because they're projecting it to bomb right now. And even though they're saying, no, it's the best one we've done. It's the best one we've done. But we're not going to do it anymore. I'm just pissed off. There's my rant about it. It's too much. What do you think, Mike? Was this writing on the wall for you too? And do you think that Sony will ever try to make another one-off by themselves ever again after this?
I don't know, Brian. Overall, I kind of really have, aside from the offerings of late, I've really enjoyed what Sony did with the Spider-Man universe, right? For years and years.
Andrew Garfield was great.
Andrew Garfield was incredible.
That last movie was too much in it. They threw too much at him. They threw too much at him. As Trevor said, we never get that ending. We're never going to see that ending of it, Maybe we will. There's rumors that maybe Andrew will get a chance again, but I don't think so after all this.
Oh, I was talking about
You know.
the animated one. We're never going to see the third part.
Oh, I think we're gonna get that. I think we're still gonna get that, Trevor. I think that's still gonna come.
I don't
That's
know.
pretty deep.
I don't know. I mean, they fired the writers and the directors over
You're right.
like disagreements on the second one. So,
No third one.
yeah, I don't think we're going to get that third one.
Well, they can do a third one just with completely different people and just pretending that
But
it's
they'll tell a
continuation,
different
right?
story, Mike.
It
whole different
absolutely won't work. Like Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are so unique. Like I don't see that another director could even like step into that and like come up with anything that's in the same universe. Like I feel like those were very unique to the people who made them. Other people will try. They will probably not get it right.
Is the audience that associated with the creatives though, Trevor, or is the visual style enough to like bring them along with you?
I don't think that the audience will know the difference. I mean, most of the audience isn't huge fucking nerds like we are. But
it's true.
Hey, but
you're speaking
our
the
audience,
truth.
Trevor, our audience. Though.
What I'm saying is, like, I don't think that another director will. Like, I don't think the quality will be there. I think it will be a noticeably different.
They won't understand the appeal of what they did with the first two movies.
Right. And, like, I think that audiences, even if they don't know why they don't like it, they will know that they don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm coming from. I don't see anybody else being able to wrap up that story in a way that makes sense with what came before.
I still haven't seen the second one.
It's good, except it's only half a movie. So
right.
Again, that's that Trevor's probably said before. It is
That
half a
sucks,
movie.
man.
It just literally leaves us off waiting for the end.
Yeah,
I know. And that's why they've been pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, Mike. And again, they're like, "Oh, we're still rewriting and fixing some things," but like, you're right. It could end, Trevor.
But we will get the Nick Cage,
yes.
Spider-Man
deep in filming
that was promised in the first one, right? Like, so kind of. I still feel happy a little bit.
They're deep in. They've been shooting here in LA for a while. They've been shooting in LA for a little bit, so they're pretty deep in that. And there's 8 episodes, so which I can't wait to see. You know, Nick Cage being Spider-Man, yes, please. I've said that a million times. Yes, please. But that's like the last really kind of one that's actually on the slate. Besides, we're going into Spider-Man 4. You know, and I think that what Sony's done is marketing. It's there's messing. GR's yawning about Spider-Man. He's like over it. Sony Spider-Man.
Yeah, in a word.
Angela, is this like a bad marketing thing here? Is this bad business, you think? Or do you think that, Sony just, I don't know, the rewrites and the restructuring and the changing of scripts last minute, is that just them second guessing themselves and that was their downfall?
Yeah, it's probably all of that. It's everything. It has to be all encompassing. I mean, right? Like, they just seem to be, like, look at the ratings on, like, not that Rotten Tomatoes is, it's somewhat accurate, I would say, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, they haven't really cut it for a while, right? I mean, I tried to do the Madam Web. Yeah, I just couldn't with Dakota Johnson. I mean,
yeah.
It was all right. I mean, they tried, they tried and they feel, I don't know what it's going to take to change some of this up. I don't think it's just the marketing though. I think it's like just the way it's maybe the storyline, how it's shot. I don't know. There's just maybe a few things in here that probably would need to be changed. I'm not like I honestly don't watch a lot of these because it doesn't really attract my attention. I mean, Spider-Man, I watched like the first ones here and there, but like I haven't gotten fully immersed in all of this.
Oh yeah, you like that one, don't you, Brian?
Well, that's.
Venom's fine. Like some of them are good. I just think it's like an overload for some people. I don't know. Maybe it's like.
Oh yeah.
Like Trevor was talking about with some of the stuff. It's like these cliffhanger things, and they just leave things hanging, and then everyone's like, "Okay, we got to wait for this like next one coming out in like 2 to 3 years." Like, I don't know. Maybe there's some of that with it, and then you're like switching up with these characters that I don't even know who the F this web chick was before. Honestly, I don't know.
Web chick.
Yeah. Even Kraven, Angela,
Man,
people were like, "Who is Kraven?"
It was like it's like they're doing like movies off these random characters, and like inside of the Spider-Man movie, and it's like, okay, sure, some, but I just don't know who all these freaking are, to be honest.
Well, it sounds like they're not communicating what the ideas and the ideals of the
Good point, Klaus.
storytelling that they're working with. They're not. It's not reaching you, Angela.
Yeah. Well,
but
right. And I don't
they
know
should. If they want to hit all, four corners of the market, whatever, you should be able to understand what they're trying to do. But,
and they're
apparently it's not working.
And they want to connect with a specific demographic, So maybe they did like some focus group research, which they always usually kind of do. I mean, they know that there's a fan base for all of it, but obviously it's not great if you're getting ratings like that. And I mean, it's just not being received well. So then you go back to, why isn't it working well? Well, it can be like, again, a combination of marketing, who's in the movie, the film, how it's been written, what's been changed. It's a myriad of all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, some people just lose interest like after, you start diluting the product, the original products too much, and you just start to get this it's just shit, I mean,
people that have read Spider-Man and know these guys are not heroes. I mean, the only one that I sort of liked was but
that guy was great. I love him.
I can't do the tongue like he was doing to Spider-Man.
GR is not a big fan of the villains.
Well, when you take a guy that's a villain, like I read these comic books when I was younger, and I loved them, but they're taking bad guys and trying to turn them into heroes. Yeah. Kraven was an out-and-out murderer. That's all he was. It wasn't like he was a hero in any form.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They explore all these characters though deeper. Like, as the years go on, the publishers are digging back into the back catalogs and thinking, okay, what's interesting and fresh, and they do all kinds of flips for brief series or for one-offs. Like, to me, who's ignorant as fuck, like that seems just like a consequence of the publishing industry and the fact that they want to shock people all the time, right?
Yeah, they're trying to shock people. But Mike, are you shocked though? Are you shocked that this is actually going to be ending, that they're giving up on this franchise, all these franchises, and they're like, we're just going to let this sit in the shelf for a while. And Kraven's being pulled not from all theaters, but I think it's 2,000 theaters. So that's also a telltale sign that there's just something wrong here.
It's being pulled like a deal that had previously existed.
Yep.
They're like,
theaters are pulling it.
This is no good.
Yeah, theaters are pulling it. Yep, they already see the writing on the wall, so they're pulling it.
No, it seems so strange, Brian. To me, I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes you wonder, what went wrong completely and the inner workings of Sony. Something really went bad. And again, we've already seen them fail on so many different projects as it is. So I think that, whatever they're doing, it's just not selling. And Venom did pretty good, the last one, but still, it's just not what they wanted to make.
It was fun to watch. It was good to see in the theater. I don't know as a continuation. Obviously, it didn't really take much place in the Spider-Man mythos. They weren't kind of trying to do an Avengers thing there at all, right?
No. Mike, what would Venom say right now about this whole situation?
Oh, goddamn. I after I came out of the theater, I did a really good one. Wait, he's talking like this. Oh, Brian, walk out to your Honda and step on the gas. I don't know. I don't remember. It was something like that.
I think I know what Venom would say about this.
All right, Trevor.
Do it, Trevor.
It's like a turd in wind.
Okay, turn and win. You're right. And you're not shocked by this then, Trevor, with this whole notification about them pulling the Spider-Verse stuff, right?
I am shocked that they're pulling Kraven from actual theaters ahead of release. That's incredible that they're actually doing that. But as far as them finally throwing in the towel on this, they should have done this years ago. I mean, there was no
you could have saved them a lot of money, Trevor.
Yeah.
Right? There was
10 cents, Racer X.
Any of these movies to exist. I mean, they made their deal with Marvel. in which like they were taking an absurd percentage of the profits from like any of the Spider-Man movies. I think Sony was getting like 80% of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. All they needed to do was sit back and cash a goddamn check. But they wanted to make their universe, their own Spider-Man universe, and they were just so bad at it. And it's just baffling. I don't know, man. I just like I saw the first Venom and I didn't like it, and then I just have not bothered with any of the rest of these. So
good for you, Trevor. That was a smart decision.
No, I can see a sunk cost when it's there. I know a sunk cost might be it. But it just really feels like, and especially because like I know that like we had things come out like over the years, like Kevin Feige was sitting down with Amy Pascal and the other producers at Sony, which like Sony had like an absurd number of producers on this also, and I can't remember any of their names other than Amy Pascal. And like he was giving them like guidance, and like he's like, hey, here's like what you need to do, like here's like the way, and they just ignored everything that he said. And it's just like, I don't know, guys, you should have known, and also like you shouldn't have needed like 6 colossal flops to stop.
No.
So, but also
they don't care.
Like,
were they making their money back though? For the most part, I kind of is the question, or were they all flops? If they were making their money back, then it kind of makes sense to like.
Yeah, Venom made their money back. That's it. Yeah. Venom made the money back.
I think did the second one. I know the first and third ones did. Did the second one make money?
Morpheus. I like Jared Leto. Was it Morpheus?
Yeah,
Morbius. Yeah, it's Morbid time. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that one. I mean, kind of could have been a little bit better, but yeah, I mean, Jared Leto's always good at it.
Could have been better, but
and that one bombed. People actually went. They brought it back to theaters, and people went to go see it just to see how bad it was. The main Madam Web. Venom 1 did well. Venom 1 did really well, almost like $1 million or almost $1 billion. Venom 1, and then Venom 2 did pretty freaking good. I mean, I think it did like around 400 million, something like that, 500 million, and Venom 3 landed around that same time too. So those were actual money makers to a certain degree. Don't ask Marvel that, because look at Ant-Man. Ant-Man made like 500 million.
They're not crying. They're not sad over that. That's decent. Yeah. They wish it would have been better, but like. Keep fucking throwing the spaghetti at the wall at that point.
Well, they did Madam Web. I mean, Morbius did bad. Madam Web did even worse. And now they said Kraven's going to be the best.
So bad.
And now they expect this to do well, but
no, but it's also like
the impossible
like you were saying about them like diluting the product because there's too much stuff coming out too. Like a lot of people, I think, thought that these movies were in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and then were very confused. And that also extends to the actors. Like I saw an interview with Dakota Johnson where she said that she signed on to this because her agent said she was going to be in the MCU. And throughout filming, she thought she was in the MCU, only to find out, wait, this isn't related at all.
Nope. And nobody cares.
Right.
It's just horrible. It was definitely a shitstorm with that movie. And you also had it's a pretty good cast overall. Again, I don't ever blame the cast. I just blame the rewrites, changes, last minute, and then second guessing yourself at the studio. And they've done it a lot. Before when they did the Tobey Maguire ones, they did great back in the day. Of course, you had Sam Raimi. Again, Andrew Garfield one, the first one was so good, I thought. The second one was decent, but then again, you dropped the plans on there. I just think they got to rework this, think about this, find their Spider-Man, and then delve forward again. And then maybe Sony will be involved with Marvel, who knows. But what they're doing there already is working. This is not working. This is done. So if you were excited about Kraven, just know the world is not.
It might be good. Find your own Spider-Man out there. You guys find your own Spider-Man, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.